Hey everybody, this is Logan Olson. Are you ready for episode 56 of the RocketJump podcast? Shit! We got two guests today. We got Mike, who works here, not technically a guest, and Dan Johnson, writer of the show that's inadvertently announced on this podcast. We're gonna ring in October. We're talking about Oktoberfest, haunted houses, and Bloodsport, the seasonal movie. Thank you, everyone, and enjoy the podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another Facerocker podcast. I'm Des Dolly, joined this week by Logan Olson.
Hey.
Podcast producer Benji Dolly. And our new head of creative, Mike Simons.
Hello.
Wow, congratulations. I didn't know you had like a title or anything.
Oh yeah, no, it's all official and stuff.
Yeah.
Is
Pretty
this
sweet.
like the first time you'll officially be like on a face rocker?
Yeah, I think,
RocketJump
I think I haven't done it this week yet. I've been here like a month now.
Oh, well,
Man, that went
over
by
a
quick.
month.
That went by quick. Yeah.
Do you have a profile on like the RocketJump site yet, like with a cute headshot?
No, I should.
No, we
I
don't
really
even
should.
have those, Logan.
Why don't we?
I don't know. We don't have those.
Do you guys have business cards?
No.
If you did, would you actually use official titles, or
Okay,
would you be one of the stars who was like,
correction,
I'm
we
Chief
have
Ninja or
business
like Grand
cards.
Wizard?
We got RocketJump business cards 2 years ago, and they're all still sitting in a pile back there.
Yeah, I know
Because
exactly.
we didn't like the card stock. It's very bad card stock, and now we're not going to order new cards until we go through the old ones, but we don't like the old
So
ones.
how do you give your information? You guys use
How do you
Bump?
make
Is Bump
business?
still a thing?
No.
You remember Bump?
No, I've never bumped.
Where you had your phone and you'd be like, let's bump, and you bump phones and
Right.
No, don't you
they'd
have to
spray
have
each other with addresses or something.
Don't you have to have a certain phone for that?
No.
I
But
don't know how that works.
don't know, dude,
we
I
don't
don't
have
know.
any problem with
Dude, I
people
don't know.
getting in touch with us. They find us.
Yeah.
Well, with
People
that
just
mentality.
know us.
They just know where to get at us.
So guys, I got a full spate of subjects for us today.
I know I'm looking across the couch here, and I
I
see
like
Logan's
it.
put together a giant list.
I'm gonna give you a few of them.
Okay,
ahead of time.
There we go.
What is this, rapid fire?
Oh yeah.
Topics?
So well, let's stew on them. Last time I was here, you guys accused me of like blowing through subjects.
Well, because you did.
Okay.
I mean, I was with you, and I wasn't against you. I was with blowing through them as well, but they were blown through.
Okay, so we'll enjoy them. We'll savor them. There might be long, drawn out moments of silence.
Okay.
Because we don't want to hop ahead to the next subject.
Oh,
but we got
God.
because October's coming around the corner,
There we
right?
go.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yep.
Haunted houses. I want to talk about you guys' faves haunts again.
All right.
I
We were
feel
just
like we've
talking
done
about this earlier, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always. a
And then
fun
of course the other thing that's not quite October, it's actually right now, Oktoberfest. And of course the corollary to that is your three favorite brews, your three best brews. And then a sort of a sequel to Chillsbro, your best
Yes.
bros for brewing with. We
Best,
got
Okay.
some
Best-
best brewing bros.
Best
Best
bros for
bros.
brewing.
best Bruin Bros.
And then to keep the bees going, we can also talk about Bloodsport.
I would love to talk
Well,
about
which
Bloodsport.
is- I
I'm
would
going to
love
be
to talk
sure
about
that
Bloodsport.
happens.
Which
Okay,
is
but-
no one.
You guys
So
wanna-
we're going to stew on these topics. Before we jump into it, I just want to remind everyone that Video Game High School is premiering October 13th. Matt and
Yep.
Freddie are out this week. They're actually just a few feet away in the edit bay.
Are they really?
Working.
They didn't even come out and say hi to me?
They're working. I don't know. They're pretty busy.
They are in a trance of non-sleep.
Oh yeah, they're not even here right now.
Matt's actually been living here.
Yeah.
Like,
He really
moved in.
has.
Yeah.
Why?
Because the show needs to be finished.
And there's a
Like,
lot
his-
of work
when
to do.
I came
home
in
is-
today, he walked out of the edit room and he had his eyes still closed, but he was just like zombie walking. He just goes and goes, Benji. And he pointed and then just walked back.
Just
in.
gave you a cool
Didn't
guy
say-
point?
Just cool guy pointed, then went back in. No lights were on. That was it.
He was
Just wanted to
acknowledging
say-
other humans
Yep,
existed.
he's just like humanity. There's other ones.
There's a lot of rendering to be done,
So they just sit there and
and
stare at it?
you have to just sit and hang out and wait till your render completes before you can move on. So you're basically here 24 hours a day, just hanging out. So when Matt's waiting on a
But
render,
it-
he'll play video games or build Legos.
No, that's the nice part. He's still having to finish the other stuff. We're
That's
still
true.
doing the new intro sequence,
Yeah.
doing the other
There's a lot
other
to
things
do.
that
Yeah.
he has not gotten to get to the fruits of
we
just
did
playing video
shoot the
games.
final bit of footage though the other day, which he thinks-
The last shot, Benji,
Yeah.
you were there for both
Yep.
the very first shot of the first season Video Game High School,
Yep.
and then Matt brought you along for the very final shot.
Is it banal enough to share? Like,
Yes,
it's like
it is.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
just an insert of a rearview mirror.
That was it.
you guys
just
should
drove around the
somehow.
golf
and,
course.
and this is a stickler for continuity. This is that we had to order a new rear view mirror so that it matched the rear view mirror in the car. The ones we had plenty of the rounded ones. We had to order a
Yeah,
square
it was a
one.
square. I had to clip it on.
So,
yeah,
so
before we
all,
started
all
driving.
you movie continuity nerds are like, that didn't match. Like, we
Bullshit.
ordered one to be sure it
You
matched.
should insert an After Effects last shot somewhere in the scene, like as like a window sticker or something. Sorry, in the shot.
Oh.
After Effects in a window sticker.
Yeah,
Of
last
what?
shot. Just says last shot.
Oh, just
Final shot. A
you
really
go.
shitty motion track.
I mean, I remember that first shot. You were there. It was.
What's the first
We
shot?
shot it in our
We
old
didn't
bedroom
even,
on
it
Hunter
ended up
Street.
not being used.
Also rearview mirror.
No, it was used.
It was your vlog. It was the
it was the
the
Daily Dean.
Daily Dean. It was
Yeah.
the first thing we shot, and then we decided it sucked, and we reshot it weeks later.
And we had to change the dorm because we used our apartment at first,
And we
it was
realized
awful.
how disgusting our apartment is, and so we went and shot it at Freddy's.
Have,
nice
have your guys'
condo.
apartments gotten better since you live with
Yeah.
your honeys?
Yeah, a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah? They forced
Yeah.
you to get a maid yet?
No,
No maid. Haven't needed it.
I
yet.
clean. I like cleaning
Yeah?
I don't like cleaning.
How often do you clean?
once a week.
That's actually pretty good. Your toilet once a week?
Yeah, everything. Once a week I scrub it. It's a way for me to just sort of cleanse my mind.
So do you guys want to talk about October stuff or Bloodsport first?
Bloodsport.
First?
You want to save that? Let's save that.
Let's
Let's get it. Let's warm up.
You want to
Let's
let,
get it done.
let that one percolate a little bit?
It's
It's been
October.
percolating
Let's
for
jump
27
into
years.
Let's be sure we tackle this.
I knew October was around the corner when I was at Bevmo, and I saw all the Oktoberfest flavored beverages.
To be fair, that's a September thing. Actually, Oktoberfest is a September
That's true.
month.
Thank you, Logan.
You know, I've
Really?
never been to an Oktoberfest.
Neither
I
have I.
honestly didn't know that.
Our friend Dan is there right now, is he not?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brian Ferenzi.
With John too, right? Isn't the
Yeah,
whole
there's a
gang's
bunch of
over
people there.
right?
They all bought
Why did
Lederhosen and
nobody
they're going
invite us?
crazy.
Pretty
We-
shitty about that.
He just showed us. Dan just showed us. You can get a round trip flight to Denmark right now for $400 from LA.
What?
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Denmark?
Norwegian Air just started here in LAX, and they have deals right now. You can find them next month if you want.
I wanna go
You
to
can
Noma.
Copenhagen
What's
from
Noma?
LAX. Round
Noma
trip, $400.
is the best restaurant in the world.
Is that the one that sells like
What?
sea urchin, like the sea urchin one?
A lot of restaurants do sea urchins. Sea
But like,
urchin's
I'm talking like
delicious.
the sea urchin one.
I know. I don't know what you mean.
Like
they're,
the
they're,
one.
they're the one by Rene Redetsby. I think that's how you say his name. I could be entirely wrong. But he's the best. I'm a big restaurant guy. Like, I'm dying to go there. So this might be.
Dude,
might be your
I'm telling
chance.
you, we were the whole office the other day.
Let's
took
go.
10 minutes to just check out flights. They were cheap as hell.
You
After
guys
we
should go on a
deliver this
corporate
show.
field trip
Yeah.
to celebrate how much you guys like to hang out together all the time, even
Yeah.
outside of work.
Right. Let's do that.
Yep.
Let's get away by getting together.
So have you guys ever? You guys have never been to an Oktoberfest, even here in the States?
No, I don't even know what it is.
No.
I don't know anything about it. I know it's a thing, and like
Guys.
there's pumpkin stuff associated.
Guys, no, there's not
Pumpkin
pumpkin
stuff,
stuff.
that's not
Oktoberfest
Inform
is.
me.
It must
Inform
be a
me,
pagan
someone,
thing.
please.
It must be a pagan thing,
I
right?
think it's just a German thing.
But it's like
Which,
where you
well.
it's where you just hang out and drink beer constantly for 1 month.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Like
that's
literally,
sweet.
like
Wait, so it's all
work shuts down.
It's a month long.
No, yeah,
I've seen Beer Fest.
yeah. I think it's like Beer Fest. No BMWs are made the month of Oktoberfest because everybody's just too slammered to make cars.
This is not true.
Yeah, it's when the Western Front got made a little bit more progress. It's like literally Germany
They stop fighting the
it
war.
shuts down so they can party as hard
World
as
War
possible.
II every
Yeah.
October.
Hey guys,
They shut down.
They
They're
sent
like,
a memo
guys,
out to the allies that guys, we're taking a. Can we have
Join us.
a month of peace?
It's gonna be
D-Day
great.
was almost in October, but we decided let's respect the rules.
Yeah,
That's what.
Push it back.
That's
But yeah,
what that
and
was.
apparently there's one destination in Torrance, California, where everybody goes for Oktoberfest called Alpine Village with like the waiters and lederhosen. It's like in some super ghetto
wait.
neighborhood in Torrance, California.
I'm writing this down.
Well, there's
Alpine
also
Village.
Solvang. Is the,
Oh yeah, there's totally Solvang with. Have you, I bet
Wait,
you've
but
been
that's
to Solvang.
Norwegian. That's strict.
I bet they try to
Right.
hedge in on Oktoberfest. But yeah, Alpine
Writing it
Village
down.
in Torrance is supposed to be super run down, super shabby, but it's where you go for some good Oktoberfest fun.
All right.
So I think we should go.
Okay.
I think we should go and drink giant steins of
We should turn it into this week.
German beer.
That'd be great. Yeah, let's shoot it this week there.
So there you go. You're
So
like, there, we're going. We're done.
Done.
Yeah, we're going. Alpine.
Next-
How hard was that?
Alpine Village in Torrance.
That's the great thing about like being here, and you guys have all these things that you can just plug into the stuff we don't know about and want to try.
Yeah, this
So
is
it's like,
great.
oh, we'll turn it into a show for the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
So since
Make
you
it
guys
show.
haven't been to Oktoberfest, there's probably not a lot to talk about there.
Yeah.
No,
I
Lederhosen
can
and
talk-
beer is all I really know of it.
I
Sausage.
can talk about like Oktoberfest beer.
You guys, well, we can. So somebody actually asked me on Twitter what my 3 favorite beers were, It actually took me a second to think it through. I actually don't have.
I don't
would
even
assume
think
a lot
I
of this
could answer
audience.
that. I don't know.
I assume a lot of this audience is not of drinking age, but
I think I could answer that pretty.
what are they, dude?
Okay, so it will seem slightly like a cliche answer, but Pliny the Elder.
Coors Light.
I was gonna say Bud Light,
Bud
Coors.
Heavy, and
Yeah.
then Coors, strangely enough. Coors Light.
Coors used to be a thing. You guys know that, right?
What do you mean?
Do you ever
A
see
thing?
Smokey and the Bandit?
What
Yeah.
about it?
You know how it's a giant semi truck filled with Coors?
Yeah.
Because Coors was like the primo beer back when
Oh, yeah.
microbrews went around. Like Gerald Ford would order like
Truckloads
Coors.
of Coors, and
For the
that's
White
the
House.
plot of Smokey and the Bandit.
don't-
Burt Reynolds is driving it to the president.
Here's the thing: I don't drink any Coors products.
Nor do I. I think it's funny that in the
But
60s people were like Coors.
But do you know about the company? It's that they are a how to put it? It's like they have said many a racist thing
Okay.
in the past, and to the point of like it's downright bad. Google those controversies and have a field day with how ridiculous.
Mike's
and
Coors,
backwards.
he's Coors bashing.
I'm
Classic
very mad.
Budweiser tactics.
Classic Coors
Colorado.
bashing.
What do they
I'm
do?
like hiding my Budweiser like shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who
As
makes
you
our
ride your Clydesdale out
Negra? We're
the-
drinking some Negra right now.
Oh, Negro Modelo is definitely. I made that third place just because I love
This
it
is
so
your
damn
third
much.
place
You
beer?
do
Third
love
place.
Negro,
Third place
and you're the
beer.
only
It's
person
this-
I know that loves it, or at least
Everyone
like,
who watches
requests it.
the video version of the podcast may or may not have noticed that we drink Negra Modelo.
Only
Every week,
exclusively Negro Modelo.
because
Yeah.
this is Logan's demand to be on the podcast.
This
every
is
week.
because this is one time you brought like piss water. It was
What
straight up
was
like
it?
was like Natty Ice. It was like Natty Ice or Bud
I don't
Platinum.
remember
I
that.
think
And
it
I
was
was like,
because
kid- I
we
was-
from a shoot or some kind of
We may have had
game
Was it
night
that
we left
bad?
over to
It must
Was
have
it
been.
It was
that
bad. It was
something.
like it's like you look for the cheapest thing at the cheapest grocery
You know,
store.
I don't know about that, but I
Yeah,
remember.
it was pretty bad.
I don't know about that, but I remember specifically the one week where we had no booze over a year ago.
I lost
and
my
you
shit.
fucking flipped out, and you said, "Guys, I'm not coming back unless you have booze."
I don't think I made it that prima donna, but I probably was like,
it-
I really insist that I go get some beer right now, and I probably went and got some beer.
You went and bought your own, and then said, "I'm not coming back unless you guys have beer and pizza next time." And we've had beer.
I can't
and
believe
pizza
that.
every
Yeah.
podcast.
We had a company
podcast.
email. We had a
Last
company
year.
email. We had a company email get sent that required pizza and beer.
Everyone
for
needs to
every
know that
Logan.
if someone
I
takes
remember-
over
I
a
remember that.
podcast for the night, Logan has to have pizza and beer.
I
Everyone
do
needs to know
remember
this.
that, but it almost felt like a sort of like slap in the face email with me CC that was like, just so you know, Logan the bitch needs his fucking
little
pizza and his
bit,
fucking
a little
beer.
bit, a little bit.
And it's like CCing Logan so he knows this email's happening.
I
and
didn't
prima
think of that.
donna.
Yeah, it was that too.
Did you get what you wanted?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
it
So
worked.
you won.
Throwing
You
a
won.
fit.
You won.
Squeaky
Don't ask
wheel
how
gets-
much we
squeaky
spent
wheel
on
gets the
pizza and
grease.
beer in the last 365 days.
I like to think it's worth it.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite three beers? You never finished.
I was gonna say it's a cliche answer, but Pliny the Elder is a remarkable beer. And do you know that deal with that one?
No.
So I think they're up in the
Made by old
Russian
people.
River Valley. I could be mistaken. God, I wish I wasn't doing this off the top of my head. But it's a beer. It's kind of rare and it's really tough to get.
Like it comes from like the sap of a special tree.
No, it's just like they don't really sell it. They only sell kegs of it, and they sell it out mostly to like a few local bars in California. And so like whenever a bar that's really into beer, when they get a keg of Pliny the Elder, it's always like a big deal, and that sucker will go through in half a night.
Yeah.
And but it's like it gets a lot of hype because of like the scarcity involved with
Sure.
it, and there's been a lot of articles written about it. But it's outrageously good. It's just like such a crisp, perfectly balanced IPA that's so forward in its flavor. I'm really into
sound like
it.
Guy Fieri.
I'm so into. Wait, what?
Sounds good.
You
Dude,
take that back. Sir.
It sounds
You take
good.
that
I mean, I
back.
liked what you were saying. It sounded tasty to me.
Wait, so
But here's the real
I was
thing.
like-
is
I was like, I wish
stays-
I wasn't drinking
it
this
stays
coffee right
drinkable
now.
the whole way through the beer. There's so few IPAs that like the whole way down. It's just glorious. They actually have another beer, which I won't put on the list because it's even cheaper. That's even more rare, called Pliny the Younger. And
Made by his brother.
And that like is super. super. It's made by his brother Luigi.
you dork.
And it's,
Dad joke night here
Yeah, it is.
there it is.
Burbank.
Here we are in Burbank recording
Burbank.
Dad's favorite podcast.
Do you guys have a
Facerocker.
favorite dad joke, by the way? Just quick aside. Like I have two
And it's
favorites.
like anytime a dad is in a seafood restaurant and they order halibut just for the halibut,
That's a pretty good one.
pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm like when somebody's I'm hungry, you go, hey, hungry, my name's blank.
Yeah.
Like
Dad joke?
if Benji was like, I'm hungry, I
I
go,
don't know.
hey, hungry, nice to meet you. I'm Logan.
What an asshole.
Or if,
I'd be so pissed
or
if
if
you
I'm not
said
wearing
that
a
to me.
watch and you're like, hey, what time is it? And I go, oh, it's a hair past freckle. As I look at my wrist, my bare wrist, dad jokes.
I don't.
Do you guys have too bad? Terrible.
I wish now I have those in my arsenal.
Those are good ones, though, right?
Yeah.
Have,
Those
make me-
have past a freckle. I remember that one.
Hair past freckle. I actually always wanted to make a dad board game. That's just like a collection of you inventing dad jokes. Almost like elves for your dad.
You should get with Campos. Campos loves going off on dad movies.
Campos has
on
a
Oh,
lot
Twitter.
of dad jokes.
we were just
It's
talking
hilarious.
about the dadsploitation movies that he's a fan of.
Yeah.
It's like Jack Reacher and like all these things that are just like so dad-centric.
Anything with Tom Selleck.
Yeah, I actually
Yeah.
recommended a whole Tom Selleck series.
Dude,
and the way I
Jesse
discovered
Stone.
Frank Stone, and I had no idea what this was. And I actually visited my parents. I look at the DVD shelf, and there's just literally
yeah.
like a dozen different. I think it's Frank Stone.
Jesse Stone.
Jesse Stone.
Jesse
Jesse
Stone.
Stone.
Like a dozen Jesse Stone DVDs,
Yeah.
all like super, like on like 99-cent store, like
I love that
DVDs.
your dad has the entire truck stop collection of Jesse Stone flicks.
It's just above all his like Michael Crichton and Tom Clancy novels,
Yes.
right? Like, Jesse Stone, Tom's, and I was like, what the hell are these?
Runaway. That was the best Tom Selleck movie, right? Wasn't that the one with the metal spiders?
Yeah.
Runaway.
And Gene
Mr. Baseball.
Simmons. Gene Simmons was the villain.
Mr. Baseball.
Baseball's a good one. Anyway, we got off topic.
Yes,
You're
okay,
finishing
let's-
your beer list.
I think we're one in.
One into my
Maybe
beer
just list them off like bullet points.
Okay, yeah. This is a very good question. Racer 5.
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
beer.
It's just a real.
Yeah.
I don't.
dig an
this-
IPA? Are all
I
three
dig
IPAs?
IPAs, but there's as far as stouts, I love Old Rasputin.
That's a good
It's
one.
a really good stout.
number 2.
Oh, nice, nice.
did a.
there we go.
Golden Road?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
the Pointy Way.
Point the
Point the
way,
Way.
and they have Wolf Among Weeds too, which is really really good.
I love Golden Road. That is a great place.
Yeah.
It's a fun place to hang out.
Hey, so guys, haunted houses. Something maybe.
No, we got one last one, right?
Huh? Oh,
Yeah.
Beer
Yeah,
number
I-
3.
I-
in Racer 5.
I did say both of those. There's a lot more really good stuff that I like. I'm gonna come back to it. I'm just gonna yell out when we're talking about other
All
stuff. Yeah.
But okay, so have you guys gone? So October's coming around the corner.
Yeah.
Do you guys plan to visit any new haunted houses this year?
I plan to go to as many as humanly possible. I love going.
You love going.
I actually have a list of things that I plan to do this October. Every weekend is packed. It is my favorite. Halloween is my favorite holiday. And yeah, I'm going to hit up every haunted house in town if I can.
What about the haunted experiences that aren't houses?
I haven't done any of the ghost tours. There are actually a couple of really neat ones in Old Town Pasadena that I wanted to check out since I live near there.
Yeah.
There's also the Queen Mary ghost experience I have not yet done.
Are there any of those weird torture things that you guys always talk about that you never
Oh,
end up
blackout?
doing?
The Blackout is back.
I
this year.
told you guys about Blackout.
Are
Right?
you guys gonna do any of them this time?
I
around?
think we should do Blackout this year, and
It
we're
was-
going to
I
take
went.
Mike, because as Mike will soon
No.
elaborate on, he is not a fan of haunted houses.
Listen, I remember we were going to do Blackout, and you pussed out at the last
I'll
second.
tell you why.
mister.
I didn't puss out. It's because it was like $40.
Explain what blackout is really quick.
Blackout was described to me as the ultimate, like, one of the. So there's haunted houses.
Yeah.
And then there's. Sorry, we might have
'Cause
already
it's
talked about
real
this, but whatever.
terror,
It's been
right?
a year. I hope you probably have forgotten.
Or you stopped listening
Or you
a
stopped
long time
listening.
ago.
Yeah.
There's haunted houses, and then there's extreme haunted houses, which originated, I believe, in New York. And so most haunted houses have a no touching rule,
Yeah.
right? And you're supposed to like wear shirts and shoes. Extreme haunted houses tend to be barefoot and full contact, which means they can do whatever they want to you. And so I was like, let's do it. Let's do a full extreme haunted house. And the only one in LA right now that's made the hop over from New York is Blackout.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, let's do this. Like, because there's no haunted house that, like, jump scares are easy, but there's no haunted house that has truly filled me with like dread, like where you
Well,
leave,
existential
where
dread.
you leave and you're just like,
Yeah.
right? And so I was hoping Blackout might be that one that made me finally like give up, right? Benji's looking at me.
It just sounds awful. Why would anyone would look?
It's like a vision quest. You're
He's
going on your
chasing
vision
the
quest.
dragon.
You're chasing the dragon.
Exactly.
Do you want me to tell you about Blackout?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dig in.
Okay, so blackout essentially you show up, and even if you show up with people, they make you not talk to each other and go in a single file line where you can't make eye contact with anyone. So to be fair, that worked pretty well.
Yeah.
And
You don't have somebody you can recede and laugh.
yeah, even if it's a date, they're like, no, don't talk. You guys are gonna stand like 5 feet apart.
Yeah.
Face this wall. Don't talk.
Even if it's a
seriously,
date.
or we'll kick you out.
Brings a date there.
Well, people think it's gonna be a haunted house where they like hold you, like the girl holds you, and it's like nuh-uh, not this. And then every it's super low throughput.
This
It's
is a divorce.
every 10 to 15 minutes they send one person in, and the way they send you in, they have you of course do like I think it's mainly for theater, but like sign the thing, and then they're like,
It's also
okay,
so they don't get sued.
They see those stairs, go run as fast as you can, run up those stairs, and you see the person book it, and then like 5 minutes will pass, and another person will come out, like, you know, who's ever gone full cycle, and they'll come out, and this was the best part. They come out holding, with their mouths gagged, holding like stuff in their hands, and usually they're soaked all the way through, and if it's a girl, their mascara is running, like, and it's just like they look horrid.
Defeated.
They look broken, and you're like, wow, this is gonna be something. And to be fair, my friend told me I was gonna get waterboard, so I was like especially ready for some serious stuff. I was not waterboard. It's totally fine. In fact, the thing was pretty darn mellow. Like, here's the problem.
Yeah.
The problem with these things is the only way you can get like a real thrill going is if you have some control to lose. But in a haunted house like this, you're essentially following their commands moment by moment, and so I got really relaxed. Especially when they put a hood over my head, I was like a falcon. Like I just I became at ease because I'm like, they're just gonna tell me what to do, and I just have to listen. No choices must be made.
So
Like,
it's different as if you were plopped down in the middle of something with no choices to be made. That's when you're putting yourself at fault, perhaps.
no, I think
it's a control thing. You're saying.
I think people who would be really bothered by this is A, people who don't like being told what to do, or B, they were really into touching you. Like they take advantage of that. So if you don't like your personal space being invaded, you're gonna have a lot of trouble. If you wrestled, or you went to the dentist, or you have a brother, you're not gonna have any trouble having somebody like rub their hands on your face. Like it's just at most you're like, okay, like you're like they have they're very particular about always having gloves on and always doing what is it called, the stuff to get rid of germs.
Sanitizer?
Sanitizer. They're always sanitizing things, but like for the most part, they're always just rubbing their hands on you. So it's kind of whatever.
gross.
It's kind
You're
of
like,
whatever.
it's kind of central.
Yeah, it was. I gotta say, I was shocked by how relaxed I got when they hooded me. I didn't realize getting hooded was gonna be just so soothing. So I think a truly horrifying experience requires you the ability to like get out of there. Like if they're like, no, you can lose this. You need to book it through there. I think I would have been far more
Or
terrified.
like a
than
haunted
the,
house that hits you and you
You
don't
had
know when it's going
urgency.
to, like the game, like Fincher's the game.
like a game thing. Like I gotta say, we did that horror camp out. It was horrible.
That was terrible.
But the one thing that was cool was basically
Oh, you
playing
guys did
tag
that?
with
Yeah, it was
monsters.
bad.
Tag with monsters was pretty cool.
Tag with monsters. Was
Like
fun.
when you're walking through a forest, you look and there's like a monster looking at you through the trees, and you're like,
Because you're playing tag.
you're literally playing tag, and you're like,
That's good.
I gotta
That's
run from
an-
the. And
that's
then you
a
look
good
over,
urgency, yeah.
you look over, and there's like another monster that's trying to corner you, and,
and
you're like,
yeah, you make eye contact with this monster, and it's genuinely terrifying.
because
for
you're
a
like,
second.
I can get away,
right.
Yeah.
As opposed to at like haunted horror nights. You see them, and they just kind of come at you, and you're like, okay, you're gonna like,
You know they're gonna
clack
get in your
you're
face. It's
clack
gonna be
in-
annoying. And you're
But
just
that's
gonna
it.
ignore them,
Yeah.
and
But
then they'll
that's it.
wander away.
So I think the ultimate haunted house here needs to have that ability to lose.
Yeah.
Is the
Is the
lesson.
key? Is the key? Okay.
The chance to succeed.
The one in Pasadena. Did you go to that one last year?
The one that's all run by like kids and their
Theater of
parents.
Terror?
That was cute.
It was cute. There were a couple of moments in that
I
it
enjoyed it.
genuinely felt like you're walking through a nightmare, which I thought was really interesting. I'm always looking for stuff like
We
that.
talked about it was actually on the To the Future podcast, the one in San Diego where you just show up with a bunch of cans of dog food and then they let you into the house and terrify you for 3 hours.
Okay.
With dog food? Where
no.
are these? Who are these people?
The dog food that's payment. He donates it to charity. He's like a dog lover.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought the torture had something to do with the dog food.
I thought they were like
They make you
force
eat
feeding
it.
you dog food.
No, it's for dogs.
Like an
Dogs can
Alpo.
eat food.
Mike, I know you're not a fan, right?
Oh,
Why?
of haunted houses. Yeah. So here's the thing: is I love scary movies. I love horror movies. I love anything that's super well done. It's such a pure genre. It's all filmmaking control. Blah blah blah. Love all that stuff. I don't like maybe it's like the personal space thing. I also had a couple of bad experiences, like just when I was younger, going into a haunted house, and I was scared. I was younger, and it was like just one put on a high school, and they did the grabbing. This is the '80s, so you get away with everything. And somebody, grabbed my feet at one point, and I kind of fell forward. I hurt myself, and then they were still keeping to scare me, and they didn't know I was hurt. And so it was like this traumatic memory combined with and I don't like that in person. When it's on a screen, I love it because I can separate myself from that and appreciate the film.
I want I
also I don't care. Like I don't want that in my life.
Here's what you
can do. Enough.
I don't want it.
No.
But here's what you can do to care about it a little bit, even if you don't like the spooks. I gotta say, like, my favorite part now is seeing new gags. Like, essentially viewing it as like a magic show and seeing what new gags. Like, dude, last year at Universal Studios when they had the vomiting pneumatic head, that was great.
Oh yeah, it was the Evil Dead house.
Yeah,
and there was a scene where one of the Deadites was just vomiting, just purging endlessly
on a real late. Like, it was an actress with this you don't realize it at the time, but like robot zombie like vomiting on her like perpetually forever.
Yeah.
Which is kind of amazing.
There's some cool things like that.
But the best part is when you get close, she has a button to flip its head 90 degrees and then for it to spray on you. But it happens because it's motorized. It happens at like inhuman speeds for this neck to rip around and just start spraying you with fake vomit. Like
they do some fun things.
Well, the best
there.
is when people get wise to it and you see people like trying to time it and like the head's like teasing them. Like it was basically like the pre-show at SeaWorld or something.
The problem with a place like Halloween Horror Nights is there are so many people there.
I only made it through 2 mazes.
The lines are so long, so one, you're not going to make it through more than 2 mazes, just as you point out, and two, that you don't go in like one at a time, so it's not like creeping through a spooky house. It's not like being in a nightmare. It's not like being in a horror film. You're sandwiched between line of people just marching through this maze. There's nothing fun about that.
That's why I think
you can see every spook.
Well, that's
why
I think we need to get back to like single person like spooks. Yeah. Like I pitched you my idea, right? I'll pitch it on the air. The hunt, which is 5 people in all black leotards chasing one person through the forest. You have to make it to the end of the forest.
Sounds like that Ice-T movie.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm talking just like a 3-minute sprint.
Surviving the game.
We put you're the most dangerous game is what you're thinking of.
Game.
So
that's not the Ice-T movie, but I know that movie.
It is.
It is.
The most dangerous game with Ice-T.
Charles D. Hutton?
That's what they called it. The most dangerous game.
Dutton.
They remade the most dangerous game with Ice-T.
No.
Mike, chime in here.
I feel like they probably did.
Surviving the game.
Surviving the game.
I think it's surviving the game. Maybe that's like
there's been a million permutations.
No, but we care about the most dangerous game.
It's not the Count Zorloff most dangerous game, the black and white film. Yeah.
But no, it's not even. It comes from the original short story.
Yeah.
So go read some books.
Yeah,
but no, I want 100 yards of forest, and you start at one side and you get a flashlight, and you got to make it to the other side without getting attacked by one of the 5 people.
You say attacked. What do you mean attacked?
They tackle you when it's game over.
They tackle you.
They murder you.
No, and your flashlight has 2 modes. You either get the flashlight, and if you see one of them, they have to freeze in the light, like Weeping Angels. And if you shut off the light, all of them have beepers on them, so you can hear all 5 at once in the dark.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That did remind me, actually.
Yeah.
The horror campout, the other cool thing there was the weeping angel-like moth creature.
So this is essentially a combination of that, but I love the idea of shutting them off, and you hear the beeps as they get closer, that's flipping on and trying to hit them.
That's cool.
And
but you give away your
That would be fun.
Yeah. And that's
you could
it.
just do that.
Yeah, well, if you guys find 100 yards of forest and 5 dudes in leotards,
You go to Griffith.
Down the street.
yeah.
down the
If
street.
you guys want to put it on, I'd totally be down to be one of the
That sounds
leotards.
sweet. I mean, that's what was the coolest thing about
That's their
my
name, the
favorite haunted
leotards.
house
The leotards.
growing up was the Niles Haunted House in Michigan was badass because it was in this old, like, was it a schoolhouse
It was
or
a
an old
schoolhouse.
actual firehouse? Whatever it was old and it was not it was not built to code or spec for the day anymore, and it was actually a really dangerous building. It felt like there were way too many people inside of it, and if anything happened, you were all gonna die, and like there was no way to get out. So
That's
that
a good
was
haunted
really
house. Good
scary.
spook.
It was terrifying to me because I always thought the building was just.
Even though it was a charity put on by the local fire department.
Was
but it
this the
still
one that
felt
you're
like
talking about with like the sticks with sponges on them and they'd smack you with stick sponges?
you'd have to crawl on your hands and knees through these little spaces, and there were holes in the walls that you couldn't see because it was pitch black, and they had wet sponges on sticks, and they'd poke you in the face, so it felt like spook tongues.
Well,
Oh,
I have to say,
spook times.
spook
if we're
times.
going to talk about haunted house elements, so I'm from Boston, North Shore, Boston. There's the Danvers. Is it the medical? It's the mental asylum, I think it was, but it's where Session 9 was filmed.
Oh yeah.
And,
Wait, like the movie where the guy goes, "Hey,
well, Dave Cruz.
Fuck you.
Yeah, the old.
It's a good movie, by the way.
Yeah.
not really." Sorry,
I think so.
Anyways, it's where all the high school kids would go. Like, oh yeah, like this is where we have to go if we want to go and get freaked out. And it was just like legendarily known as the place where high school kids go in groups.
Was
and,
were
like,
any lost?
Just working.
Did any like mysteriously disappear?
No, I mean, but like everybody's like, oh, you gonna come? And I was always like, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stay.
That sounds awesome. I'd do
Here
it.
at high school and
Yeah.
See, I had a friend who worked on Scrubs, and they used to shoot in like an abandoned hospital, and he was there. He was like PA back in our early 20s, and like
I know that hospital. A lot of stuff shoots there though.
yeah. And so he was there, super late, and it was one of the things where he was the only guy around, and he heard like some sort of weird noise, and so he started like delving deep into the dark, and he's like, man, what's going on? Like this weird drumming noise, and so he was crawling through like old abandoned rust and everything. He turned the corner, it was just one of the grips just playing a full drum kit. And he's like, it's like, this is a great place to rehearse, man. Like, sorry.
Great acoustics, bro.
Great acoustics, bro.
Hey guys, how's it going? Jimmy Wong, aka Ted from VGHS here, telling you to check out shop.rocketjump.com. We've got brand new merchandise like iPhone cases and iPad decals to shirts, Blu-rays, and posters, including brand new Season 2 designs from our friends at Danger Brain. There's also the incredibly popular VGHS hoodie, and some of our older shirts are on sale for a great price. So make sure you check it out right after this podcast at shop.rocketjump.com. Thanks so much, guys.
So I was thinking we could talk about Bloodsport, but I actually kind of wanted to like do like an interrupt, like sort of like a power up, and talk about Star Trek: Next Generation.
Never watched it.
No, I'm not a TNG fan.
Like you, TNG. Fan.
I love the original series. I am not a TNG fan. We've talked about this a lot.
Yeah,
The
we do.
whir puts me to sleep.
The what?
The engine
The whir.
whir noise, the dull hum over
If you
that.
gave me a show that just always put me to sleep, that'd actually be pretty great.
See, I can't fall asleep when anything's
TNG.
on.
Oh, okay. So it
trust
puts
me.
you into like a weird nether sleep.
I think it's boring.
A sleepless
I'm sorry,
sleep on the
I-
day.
I-
Mega
it's like-
sleep. The opposite of sleep.
And it's literally like it's like a source of conflict in the writers' room because I haven't seen any TNG.
Well,
And
so
my
I
old
actually-
No,
lady's
Will
like,
knows his
"Ah!"
TNG.
Yeah.
Kate knows her TNG. I
Yeah.
haven't seen an episode.
My girlfriend was gone
I-
this weekend.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what? I got to do this right. I'm going to watch some Star Trek Next Generation.
Have
Never
you
saw
seen
any
the original
before.
series?
No, I tried to watch one. I
You
was like,
skipped
this is
ahead
horrible.
to TNG.
Yeah, well,
It was horrible.
I got
It's
requests.
the kind of bad I enjoy a lot. Like the original series it's so campy and silly and
You're so dismissive. You go, yeah, I put on the original series. It's horrible. It's horrible.
You're right. There's some cute, campy stuff with the Gorn and stuff. But I actually made a call like, hey, what's the best Next Gen? I'm going to watch 3 episodes. And so I sat there in my underwear, and all I had for dinner, because I was like, well, I need to maximize my Star Trek. So I just ate a jug of sauerkraut and some goat cheese I found in my fridge.
Oh,
In my underwear while watching Star Trek. Hey, bachelor life, right? Girlfriend's out of town. Eat some sauerkraut in your underwear.
Sounds like a bad.
this was what Logan did every night before he had a girlfriend. Sauerkraut and brews.
That's when I like go and I get like I buy like a nice steak and I cook it for myself. That's what I do.
Yeah, see, I thought I'd do it hard.
Okay.
Sunday, 5 p.m. Let's make this happen.
We get some hot sauerkraut I found it back in this pantry.
That was refrigerated, man.
Sounds terrible.
But anyway, so yeah, rock that sauerkraut,
Still
and I
thinking about
watched this episode called "The Inner Light,"
Okay.
and it actually like brought me to tears. It was so profound and amazing.
No, it
yeah.
did not.
Never watched a Star Trek before. I couldn't stand the show.
And the first episode you watched made you cry.
I was
Next
aghast.
generation, the one that has
Lordy. Jordy. I don't even
Burton.
know.
Yeah, LeVar Burton was on
head
that.
guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but
And Riker
And,
doing his
Riker.
like sit over the
Riker
chair.
does their thing. I've seen the
guy
Riker
with the
videos.
eyes. Yeah.
Patrick.
But
Yeah.
you guys gotta watch this episode. It was absolutely profound.
Inner
It was like a
Light,
Twilight
huh?
Zone.
All right.
So I highly recommend go to Netflix, watch Inner. Like the other ones are all like okay. Inner Light like it's one of those things where like for a few days you just are like, man, Star Trek.
Okay. I'll watch it. I will give anything a full go. Like I said, it's just that.
taking a break from Briscoe. I wanted to get that off my chest. I just was wondering if
Okay, no,
anybody,
that's wonderful.
Anybody else watches
I'm
that
glad
show?
you've seen The Inner Light. Good.
something like that. Okay, so let's talk about Bloodsport.
Yeah, speaking of
Okay.
Netflix, Bloodsport is now streaming on Netflix.
I watched it.
Oh,
Yeah.
snap!
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie of all time.
It
Really?
is Benji's. Yeah.
How do you feel about the
I actually
accusations?
have John Claude's autograph right there. It's one of two of my John Claude autographs.
Where?
He's hanging above the edit room. It says,
Yeah,
"Have a Van
it's-
Damme good time." He's
Okay.
kicking.
I think
Yeah,
it made,
but
like, you signed
oh,
around.
didn't we rename the edit
Yeah.
suite?
The edit suite is the John Claude Van Damme
Yeah.
Memorial Edit Dojo.
I actually have
Kinda
Frank
weird to
Dukes,
call that
the
when
real
he's not
Frank
dead.
Dukes'
Well,
autograph.
it's his career's over.
No, now it's in that beautiful
No, it's
like weird twilight where he's
Yeah.
just having fun.
And he's
Yeah.
doing Coors Light commercials again.
He is doing some fun Coors Light commercials.
the man.
Wait,
Now,
so
now this is great. This is golden hour.
how do you feel about the accusations leveled against Frank Dukes?
That he's a
that he's
fraud?
all I know is I love Frank Dukes. I love Bloodsport. In my mind, at the end of the movie, when it says that he has the fastest kick with a 70-mile-per-hour right kick, I'm gonna believe that.
Yeah, that's-
You're gonna believe that?
And it's gonna make the movie a whole lot more fun.
Print the
for me.
legend. Print the
So,
legend.
yeah, so I'm not gonna let the truth get in the way of a good story on this one.
Okay.
I'm happy about it. I
And
love
that's great. That
Bloodsport.
movie,
It's great.
everything about that movie is just wonderful. It's like
I used to walk around school, like just when I was in college, because for my birthday, he sent me the soundtrack to Kickboxer and Bloodsport, and I would just walk around. That's what I would listen to.
Is
in my
Kickboxer
iPod. I'd
any
listen
good?
to
Should I watch it?
Bloodsport. Oh,
they're
Kickboxer's
kind of
phenomenal.
it's not as good as Bloodsport, but it's still his 1-2 combination.
Okay,
of
so it's
his,
worth
like,
it for some JCVD.
solid.
It's great. It
JCVD.
has arguably the best JCVD non-fighting scene of all time when he dances.
The dance.
Oh, the dance!
You've
the
seen the
GIF.
dance.
I've seen the GIF.
You've
Yeah.
seen the GIF, but that scene is incredible because he's actually in the midst of a very important training lesson in that scene. That's how he gets a fight, like because people don't get fights with these fighters, but the guy who's training him at the time takes him to the bar, gets Jean Claude hella drunk, tricks him into dancing with all the broads in town at the bar, and then tells all the guys that Jean Claude was talking shit about him. So then he has to fight all the guys in the bar while he's hammered, and like the fight promoters there in the bar, and that's how like he's like, okay, he's
That's
good
how he
enough.
gets invited.
That's a great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Oh wow!
It's
Now,
great.
that's on Netflix, right?
Kickboxer?
Kickboxer? I don't
Maybe,
believe so,
I don't
no.
know.
I swear I saw it.
I have it, dude. I've got like 6 copies.
Benji's
borrow
got a
the
lot of
shit out of
copies.
one of
Yeah,
those?
dude.
Yeah,
I have so many kick. I actually do have multiple kickboxers.
So I assume you just watched Bloodsport this weekend. That's
Yeah.
why you brought it up.
This week, and also
week.
we just had a lot of
Demuck.
bees on the list.
Yeah, so stick on the bees.
Lots of bees.
yeah,
So what makes it such a great Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
it's just so much fun.
It's one of those like 80s movies. They were really all about the training sequences, and it's one of the better extended training movies.
It definitely pioneered the weird like Japanese.
Oh wait, I'm thinking of Kickboxer. Is that what we were talking about?
No,
Or-
Bloodsport.
Oh, Bloodsport. Okay, back
Well,
to Bloodsport.
I mean, Kickboxer does have a better
The
training
extended
montage
training.
than
No, I
Yeah.
was thinking about the Bloodsport, the hand gestures he makes with his
Samurai
sensei.
cut-ins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, also copied in American Ninja,
Yeah.
but like that whole thing I think
And it-
started with Bloodsport, right?
It's all part of his movies where
Yeah,
he has the
he's fighting
extended.
to represent the Tanaka clan.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's also the like where he has to have extended splits in his movies. Like,
yes.
Well, that's forever. I don't
Yeah,
think
I
it
know,
ever.
like,
that never
but-
really.
but
went
That's
well.
in his life contract.
But I'm pretty sure that these movies like are like, oh, this is gonna be a thing. Him doing the splits.
Time
I think
Cop.
Time Cop was my favorite split. Like,
I think that's
just totally
the Time-
I
unnecessary.
think
yeah,
that's
the
the
Time
most
Cop
well-known split, certainly.
That was a good split.
My favorite split is the beginning of Double Impact.
I was just gonna say Double Impact is
Double-
my favorite John Claude
Double
split
Impact.
because it's the complete opposite of the Time Cop split. It doesn't come at like some harrowing moment. There's nothing dramatic about it whatsoever. The movie just opens with Jean Claude in a pink leotard, and he does the splits and bounces up and down and shakes his ass in front of a room full of girls.
Here's the
Group
question.
of a hot chicks.
That's
He's just
the
going,
opening
yeah,
sequence for no
nice.
reason whatsoever. He's
Yeah.
going, nice.
Yeah, he's in a spandex thong.
Wait, is Double Impact the one with Dennis?
Yeah,
Rodman?
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Have you guys seen Knockoff? That's the real question.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Knockoff
What's
is
the-
Hilarious premise. Explain
Knockoff-
the premise real quick for everyone.
Wait, well, it's. I will say it deals. I'm just gonna say it deals with knockoffs. That's what I'm gonna say. Jeans. I
Knockoff jeans.
Yeah.
the bad
Oh,
guy,
shit,
the
yeah,
bad
I
guy,
remember this one.
the villain in the
But
movie
like,
sells
here's the thing:
knockoff
is
jeans.
the guy who made that. It's one of his like coming to America, like American. Suhar. It's amazing. He's an incredible director. You have to read this essay. My buddy Damon wrote it. It's incredible. It's on
Okay.
Badass Digest. It's about knockoff. It's such a good essay, and it's just about
Wanna read
knockoff
that?
and
I'm
how
down.
it's like the movie's just kind of pure cinema. You
Hey,
gotta see it.
Are we doing things where we like show stuff on the screen still? Is that a thing?
If
Look, here's the
well,
link.
since we're putting this up tomorrow, I may not have the time. So we'll see.
Hey Benji,
You can throw the hand up. We'll see if something goes up there.
I'm gonna pull the link out
If
of my
not,
pocket.
imagine what he's
I'm
holding
pulling the
up
link
there.
out of my pocket. Oh, it's a little like it's got a lot
Why do
of.
you have to animate it?
no,
Why
it-
can't you just point to where
It's like a tissue. It's got some
You
cloth
make it
dynamics.
All that's gonna
So much
happen
more
is it's
difficult.
just
Hold
gonna
on.
take over the
I
screen.
gotta straighten it. Oh, it's
No,
really
that's
shiny though.
happening.
Logan,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
straighten
tell
it
you
over
right now.
Benji.
You're not whipping links.
It's gonna cross dissolve.
What were you throwing up? The link?
The link,
Okay.
but it's gotta have like really nice flowing. Like
To the link to what?
The article.
The article.
Oh, the article. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can
Link
link
to
up the
what?
article.
It's a what?
I thought we were linking Bloodsport.
We can link to
The Netflix
Amazon.
link to Bloodsport.
Make
They're going. Pause the podcast. Go watch Bloodsport right now. Ready, go.
I would not be
And we're
against
back.
that. I love that movie.
We're back.
How many times have you seen Bloodsport, Benji? Honest
at
answer.
At least.
5 to 10 times.
Oh no.
No.
Times 1,000.
Jackson.
Oh no, I would
Jackson.
watch Benji watch a movie at least once a week.
I've
Sometimes
watched
twice
it
in
at
a
least
row.
100 times.
Chun-Li.
You've seen that more than any other movie?
Yeah, Bloodsport. Bloodsport, and then Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Yep,
Not
those are
bad.
the two, but definitely Bloodsport.
your double
the
feature.
most.
Yeah.
yeah. Bloodsport.
That's a great double bill.
Bloodsport's easily the movie I've seen more than any other movie on earth.
Yeah.
And every time it was better than the time before. Easily. It's so much fun.
Can you quote it? Could you just quote the whole movie right now? I'm not asking you to.
I'm not asking, but could you?
Could
But
you?
I'm not asking you to. But could
Yeah,
you?
the only parts I don't get are the part baby Jean Claude in the movie. They actually hired another French kid who can't speak English,
he
and they
was
never
pretty-
dubbed it.
he was
And I don't
not
know what the
good.
hell he's saying in the movie. You seriously don't understand what that kid's
just
saying.
speak
Like,
French.
I don't know what he's saying.
My favorite thing is when he has the sword and he cuts off the brim of his
Oh,
hat.
God, yeah.
And it's like such a weird, awkward cut.
Yeah,
it
the
doesn't
dad,
look like it.
the baby Jean Claude, he's breaking into this guy's house with his buddies, and,
remember
like,
that.
and he's like, you know what? No, I'm not going to steal this katana. I've got respect. and he goes to put it back up, and the freaking homeowner comes home. What does he do? He starts waving a sword in this kid's face and cuts his hat in half.
He cuts the hat in half,
starts
and then he
swinging the
sticks
sword.
his child on to beat the shit out of him.
Oh yeah,
He's like, just so you know.
He goes shingle or whatever. And he
Yeah.
kicks him in the gut.
And he goes,
then
"That's enough.
Sword
That's enough."
swipes. It's like, what the hell? Oh no! And then he's impressed because he doesn't move. He's like, "You have fighting spirit."
So
And then,
he'll
and then
become-
he talks
so
the
he
parents
get-
into making him his kid's dummy. His
Exactly. He
training
doesn't
dummy.
teach him, right? He just
Yeah.
gets the shit knocked out of him
Right.
repeatedly.
Yeah. And Jean Claude stands up. Yeah, I can the whole movie. I got the whole thing. He stands up for himself. He's like, "How come you train him to fight, not me?"
That's good. Yeah.
Bullshit. What a movie.
It's a good movie.
And then,
So,
then
Academy Award winner,
just like
Bloodsport.
almost Bloodsport.
Is it really Academy Award winner?
No, Logan.
Best
come on.
foreign film? I don't
Come
know.
on, Logan.
Every
I'd
once in a
give
while
it-
you
I'd
get
give it
surprised. What was the one that Roberto Benigni like? It's a Wonderful Life or whatever. Way to go.
Life is
Dan.
beautiful.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that makes sense.
Hey, Dan.
Hey, Dan.
Dan, did you want to join us? Okay. Come.
Dan,
Dan, you can
pal
take-
Dan Johnson's.
Dan, you can take my spot. You guys only got about 10 minutes left.
all right.
What are you talking about?
See you, Bench.
Johnson, everyone.
We just wrapped up talking about Bloodsport, and we are moving on to.
Actually, I mean, we got other stuff to talk about.
haven't
but
seen Bloodsport.
But I haven't seen you for a while, Dan.
Oh.
Dan, what's up? What's new with you, man?
I don't know. You know, the usual. I have seen you recently. Went to the that fair for VR. VR fair.
The VR fair.
VRLA.
The fair for VR.
And we did a bubble, didn't
That
we?
was literally we've seen each other 5 to 10 times since that event happened 3 months ago.
That was the first thing that I thought of. We also did. We also went to the. The bubble soccer.
It's true.
We did
We
that.
played a bubble soccer the other
Yeah.
week and Blade put it on.
That was exhausting.
Yeah. Have you guys ever seen this before?
No.
Where you wear giant inflatable bubbles from your knees to above your head, and you hold. You
Oh, yeah,
actually
I
you wear them like a
understand.
backpack inside it and hold handles, and you play soccer with it.
That sounds like fun.
It's pretty. It's fun. But the genius of this was it was like deep in Alhambra, like super hot the valley during like 110-degree weekend, and you cannot bring your own fluids. You can only purchase fluids
Right.
on
Super
the premises.
illegal.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
there's no way you do it without like getting insanely thirsty. That's how they
Yeah,
make all their money.
yeah.
Is oh
Because
no,
you're
you-
literally putting yourself in your own like essentially sweater like
Greenhouse.
sauna,
yeah,
your own greenhouse,
exactly.
and
And then you
playing
run
soccer.
around and bump each other and knock each other over and play soccer.
Highly recommend it. No, Blade. For those of you who don't know, Blade's my brother. I actually want to bring him on because I really want him to tell a story that happened to him recently. But
I know what
Blade's-
story you're gonna tell, but I won't tell it because he's gonna tell it.
You heard it though, right?
Yes.
Oh,
I believe I was the first person he told it.
And
to.
how
love you
good was
guys.
it, right?
It got me
it's pretty
so
good.
excited talking about stories we aren't
Well,
telling.
hold on. So
tonight.
essentially, let me give you a little taste of it, and then I'm gonna see if Blake can come in and tell it because it actually might be my favorite story he's ever told me. He got.
There's no way you can't not have him tell the story on this show now.
Yeah, he thought he had salmonella, and so he went to 4 different urgent cares like around closing time that were all closing too soon until he found one with like some sort of quack like 50-year-old doctor, and his experience of this doctor walking him through why he doesn't have salmonella was incredible.
You know, I will say, having lived with Blade, because I am Blade's roommate, formerly Logan's roommate, but that guy thinks he has salmonella a lot.
It's because he had salmonella once and he almost died. So like it's definitely like a little bit
No,
of
he's just
I feel
PTSD.
like once every other month, he's like, I might have salmonella. I'm like, you don't have salmonella.
I have a contract, but just for one
just
disease.
For salmonella. It's always salmonella.
Blade's also getting into starting today. He switched to Soylent.
Did he really?
Yeah, he's
He
going.
did. That's
he's
right. He
going
got
full
a big
Soylent.
He went
giant
full
package of Soylent.
Soylent?
Starting tomorrow. Today he brought in a jug and just gave everybody taste. So I finally tried Soylent.
He's
Soylent. He's only doing it
Okay.
for 5 days. He's doing 5 days of Soylent.
I wish him luck.
I told him he's probably gonna get really farty. I hear it makes you really farty.
Speaking for him,
And
Birmingham,
sick.
like,
Who knows?
So do you guys know? You guys know what Soylent is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
why
just-
don't you explain it?
Just for people out there who don't know, essentially some programmer was like, I'm sick of eating.
Right.
Eating's boring and it takes time. What if I could get around this by making just the chemicals my body
I
needs
could
exactly?
never live without food.
No,
That's the problem. Is
most
I
people
really
could.
like
So
to
good.
eat delicious things.
But I
Yeah.
totally
So
get
why-
there's definitely I knew a few programmers who
They're called protein shakes.
well the only reason they were out of shape was because the quickest and most convenient thing to eat is usually not the best thing for
That's
you.
true. Like,
true.
now
So I
we live
totally
in-
get certain people who are like I just put something in me. I need to keep going.
We suffer from that around here.
Yes.
Yeah, so
We're eating
Soylent,
pizza.
Soylent,
We all
Soylent
do.
solves that. And it tastes kind of like the center of a Tiger Milk's bar, like the part of the Tiger's Milk bar or protein bar that's like
Peanut buttery, honey.
no, just like that, like you know that like
center,
taste of like
the-
whey
the part-
protein
Yes.
powder.
Yeah.
Just that. It just tastes like
That-
powder.
I'm
mean,
fond of that flavor
yeah.
because I
Back when I
was
swam,
in
I had that
athletics,
stuff all the
so
time.
I was
in
in
wrestling,
athletics.
had to drink a lot of protein. Oh, come on,
Could run a
guys! I
4-minute
didn't say it
mile.
like
I'm
that.
just kidding. No.
Guess
we
how
all
many
did it. We
push-ups
all
I
did
could
it. We
do.
all did
Guess.
sports when we were young and healthy. And
So, anyways, Blitz
shape.
switching to Soylent, so we'll see how that goes. But then also he's been scheduling the really arcane sporting events. So there was bubble soccer.
there
before
was
that,
broom
broom ball?
ball, which I did not partake in because I was
Broom
worried I
ball
would
I
really
played
hurt.
in college.
I would hurt myself.
professionally. Club
No,
level.
but I went to a school that had like,
Is it like street
seriously
racing? Is it like
no,
just around?
college. It had it like we went. Boston University has a giant broom ball program, and it's kind of
It's because everything's covered in ice there, right?
well, it's
like an ice
because we have a
house, like
giant
Frozen.
hockey team, but we use the ice rink, and it's just all these college kids, and it was co-ed, and we had like there were like 80 teams, like seriously, it was like one of the biggest club sports.
I still don't understand what broom ball is. It's just you like smack
You
things
run
with
on
brooms.
you run on your shoes, and you get these. They're not brooms; they're like paddles,
Okay.
and you basically just play hockey. But you're
without-
running around on your feet with
So
these
you- so
paddles,
that you can
and you have
eat
a
it a
big
lot.
rubber ball.
That sounds like fun.
And it's co-ed, and the key is like here's the key to the if you have like an awesome female goalie, then like your team's like you get this like awesome advantage and just like
How
having
come?
a really solid co-ed team because it was the kind of thing where it was such a big thing, but everybody was looking for like because you need to have 3 girls in it, like people who were really good, and our team was incredible. All our girls were amazing, and like we were so.
were you
good.
guys broom ball champions?
No, we lost.
that
but-
incredible.
But we,
Okay.
okay.
Before broom ball, though,
per
he had,
the thing of the league, just like, and
Yeah.
it was
he
it
did
was
archery
awesome.
tag before broom ball.
Yeah,
which
that was
also
pretty
quite
amazing.
fun.
Like where you
Yes.
run around with like
Bows
straight
and
up
arrows
bows and
and
arrows with like
like
padding on the front. You just shoot each other.
Yeah, that was pretty
So I'm
cool.
kind of intrigued what his next like novelty sport adventure will be.
Football's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I
it's just-
didn't. I heard it
people
was.
got
There's
into
no
it.
padding. You're gonna kill yourself.
You fall on the ice and hurt your elbows a lot.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. No,
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to do it now, but in college, everybody was so good.
You're more robust. That was the other amazing thing is like we're not that much older than Blade and his friends. Only like 3 years older.
Yeah, and we're
But like those 3 years made such a difference regarding like just general level of fitness. Like
Yeah.
it was like all these buff, spry 25-year-olds versus all these like schlubby, heaving 28-year-olds.
Look at
And
us. just-
I'm older than you guys,
Yeah.
so yeah.
It was kind of amazing. I didn't realize that would be that dramatic of a slub. It could also be he has cooler
and here's
friends.
the thing: once
I
you
mean,
pass
we're all
30,
yeah,
it
we're all big
accelerates.
nerds. I suppose.
Once you pass 30, it accelerates a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fair warning.
Great.
You're gonna deal
Can't
with
wait.
all that.
2 more years and we're done.
So Dan, what else is new with you, man?
I don't know. I'm nothing.
Dan, you're here because we're doing what?
We're working on Dimension 404.
That's right.
Have you ever is the show announced, or you're just starting to talk about it in a really
I
casual
don't know.
way?
We never
That's
really-
what I was
it's
gonna
like-
say.
We never really came
Were you
out and
working
said,
on this
"Hey, this is
thing?
an official press release. We're doing another show." And it's
Well,
called this.
we're gonna wait till we figure out all the
Yeah,
all
there's
the
still some things
back-end
to figure out,
details
but
and
it
things
is-
like that. But we're going full steam ahead.
Yeah,
So-
we've been full steam ahead for
a while now.
6
For a
months
long
now.
So right now, when it's like, what are we working on? It's gonna be like, I'm working on bleep. Like, are you gonna just say,
No. The
We-
people
we've said
know,
it.
Dimension
the
404.
fans who listen to this and watch this week and follow
Yeah.
some of us on Twitter know that
It's gonna be
Dimension
a big deal.
404
It's
is a
gonna be cool.
show. It's a thing. They know a few,
So what is it?
few things about it.
What is it like? What's like
It's
the
a
one line?
science
Wait,
fiction
It's a-
anthology show.
it's an anthology,
That's
yeah.
all we're really ready to pitch right now. And there's a few last things we're gonna
Good.
figure
I
out.
was
Is
going to say
there-
more, but I won't.
Is there at least one Dan cameo in every episode?
There are a lot of characters named after
Actually,
Dan.
apparently, there's a lot of
There's a lot of
Johnsons,
Mr. Johnsons,
Mr. Johnsons,
and
and then
Dans
there's
in the
Dan the
show.
Detective.
Yeah.
Can they all be? Can they
I
all
just read that
please be
today.
just Dan? Can you cast Dan in every Dan character name?
Oh, I didn't
It's
even
like-
realize
Oh
that.
yeah, that'd be great.
It's sort of like Jackie Chan. Like is always called
Jackie
Jackie in his
Dan?
movies.
Yeah.
Jackie
It's
Dan.
like, come on,
Jackie
Jackie.
Dan.
It's like Jackie Dan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
If you do that, I will come to your premiere. I'll buy 3 seasons. I will
That's what
gladly.
it takes.
You're
'Cause
not
Logan-
gonna do that anyway.
He's not. Because
Yeah.
as he reminded us before we started recording, he does not plan on coming to the premiere of Video Game High
No,
School
I
Season
didn't
3.
say that. I said I was
I'll be
thinking
there.
about it just to support my friends, but I really don't enjoy the show.
Says I don't like the show. I haven't seen a single damn episode of
Logan.
it. I don't like it. I couldn't even make it through the first episode.
I saw the first season.
Wait, I am in
No,
season 2.
you said you couldn't make it
Just
through the
no,
first
no,
episode.
I could make it through the first episode of season 2.
All right, that's something, I guess.
You might be the most specific person I've ever met.
Yeah.
It's really.
Somewhere between the wall
trying to
and the
think if I
wallpaper.
can tell of any Logan stories really fast before the show.
Don't worry,
ends.
but I would love to watch any show. Did I tell? Oh, let me pitch you a show really quick. And I just want it to
Is
be
this
a
Blades GoPro show?
No,
Of Dan
it's
cooking?
Iron,
That sounds great.
Yeah, it's slightly
Sounds
different. I actually want to do
filming a lot.
Iron
Yeah.
Chef every week, but just Dan versus Blade every week
Yeah.
with a different
Yeah.
ingredient. And that's
Oh
it.
no! Well, not even necessarily Blade. I'm not trying to steal Blade's idea and replace him as host.
I think you
But
are, but continue.
That's exactly what I'm doing. But if Dan is the cook that I've heard he is not, it would be fantastic to have you as like the antithesis of the Iron
Who
Chef.
told you I was no
the
cook?
worst
Wait,
chef
Who
who
told
cooks
you?
against anyone and everyone and then just blows it every
I
week.
am a good cook.
I think you should screw up.
I would challenge you in a
Oh,
heartbeat.
no, I'm not saying
You
I'm an
guys should at
amazing
least-
cook. You're like an amazing cook, but I'm not a bad cook. I'm
We
a
should
good
do
cook.
at least a one-off then of Dan versus somebody.
Dan
in
versus
cooking.
anybody.
I mean,
Wait, no, but I think it's less about the quality of the food.
Dallas
and-
Couch, we're going to show you cooking, Dan. What the hell?
The joke is you're a terrible cook. Go.
You suck. Go.
It's less about the quality of the product and more watching you in the kitchen. I think is incredibly entertaining. Did you hear? You know, Blade started recording
Blade
that,
did start
right?
Yeah,
recording this
yeah.
stuff. I didn't know it's because he thought I was a terrible cook.
No, he thinks because it's incredibly entertaining
No,
to
it's
watch
just
you
funny.
cook.
Okay.
Not about the end product.
Fine, okay.
Just exaggerating for the show, Dan.
All right, fine. Okay, it's all just a... It's all
But I
good
really
show.
wanted there to be a Blade versus Dan cooking show. Just
But we
making-
always said it should be like a Cyrano de Bergerac situation where Blade always brings a girl home and then I have to cook for her. But it's like behind the scenes, and then like Blade's like coming, he's like, "How's it going, Dan?" And like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know how to make this," and like that sort of thing.
every week.
If it was 70s, you would have died and been like your soul was in an egg timer.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
That's awesome.
That was all right.
Okay, with that.
Is that where we're in? Dan's soul and an egg timer. Thanks for stopping by, Dan.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome anytime.
And thanks for dropping
Yeah.
by, Mike.
Oh yeah, no, Oh, I was here. I live here now.
Mike lives here now as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
He'll be around more often. That's another Facerocker podcast. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Watch Inner Light, Star Trek.